Let's get to work. Today we're going to be talking about how you can spend the next 6 months confidently hitting your goals. I'm going to start by talking about some of the biggest problems in goal setting. Then I'm going to move on to 5 actionable things that you can start doing that will move you towards your goals faster than you ever thought possible. And then finally, I'm going to give you an exercise that you can do today, like right away, that's going to give you some clarity into what you should be doing starting today to move towards those goals. So buckle up, Buttercup. Maybe have some notepad or a digital note taker or something nearby so that you can take some notes, because you're going to want to do this if you're the kind of person that wants to move towards your goals. And I certainly hope you are if you're watching this video, because if you've ever looked at yourself, like you've taken a good look at yourself and you've said, there's so much more potential inside of me than is coming out, this is for you. And maybe you've tried things to move you towards your goals, but nothing feels like it's worked out, or maybe you've had some questions as to whether you've even made the right decisions in the goals that you've set for yourself. This is the video for you. And we're going to solve all of that right here, right now, once and for all. So there are some problems with goal settings, and they're not what many people think. A lot of people think that the biggest problem with goal setting is that people are too ambitious, that they set their goals too high. But the reality is, I recommend that you set your goals really high. In fact, I often say, if you know how to achieve a goal, then you don't have a goal, you have a to-do list. My preference would be that you set goals so big, you're not sure what all the steps are to get there. That's how big I want your goals to be. That's not the problem with goal setting. The problem with goal setting is people never take action towards their goals, or they start to take action and then they fall away. And I'm not sure what's worse, never taking action or actually starting and then not finishing. But in either case, you're not getting towards those goals. And I want to get you towards those goals. So this is going to help you today. Taking decisive, focused, daily action is what it takes to move you towards those goals. It might even help you get beyond the goal that you set for yourself. That's really what I want for you. You know, in my flagship program, which is called Force Acceleration, it is a collaborative mastermind where entrepreneurs, business owners, experts come together to move towards their goals in their businesses. And I sit with them every single week, taking them through training, taking them through exercises like this to help move them forward. And a lot of the things that have come out in those mastermind sessions are some of the things that I'm going to share with you in the next section, which are the 5 things that you can start doing right away to move towards your goals. And by the way, before I forget, if working with a bunch of people in a collaborative environment sounds attractive to you, because maybe you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you started out, but you're kind of feeling like you're in it alone, and maybe you don't know what the next steps are to grow your business, to get your clients better results, to have fun while you're doing it. Well, I'm going to put a link on the screen. It'll be somewhere floating around up here. You've just got to find it. It's collab.prouty.me. If you go to that link, you can explore what it would look like to be a part of a collaborative mastermind of a bunch of people who are just like you, led by me, and we are all moving in a direction towards achieving our goals. A lot of those goals are financial, and we're looking to make more money, but we're also looking to help people at a much more profound level, looking to have amazing impact on people. Anyway, if that sounds cool to you, just go to collab.prouty.me and check out that mastermind. I'd love to see you apply to be a part of that, and if you're right for it, I'd love to invite you in. So let's move on to the next section, which is about the 5 things that you can start doing today to move rapidly towards your goals. And I think these are really important, and I hope I can unlock a couple of things for you here. One of the problems that people have when they set their goals is that they don't align their goals with the things that inspire them the most. They set goals maybe for other people or for their parents. Maybe they're trying to please a parent, or what society thinks they should be doing, or maybe what they were taught to do in school. But the reality is, if you set goals for some extrinsic, some external force, those goals are never going to easily happen for you. It's because you're relying on some external force to move you towards your goals. But the reality is, when you align your goals with the things that inspire you the most, it becomes an intrinsic exercise. It becomes something that is inside of you that wants to move towards those goals. I have 3 big goals in my life, and I talk about them inside the Force Acceleration Mastermind all the time. One of the biggest things for me is the advancement of my business. It inspires me like nothing else in this world. I wake up every day excited to get to work, and I look forward to making things like this, making cool things for the people that I serve. And so that's an intrinsic motivator, and my goal of growing my business is perfectly aligned with what inspires me the most. So I certainly hope that makes sense. Another example, one of my goals is the optimization of my physical fitness. And because of that, I do things for my fitness that move me there. For example, and you'll see this in some of my other videos, I only eat once a day, and I do that every day except for Saturdays. On Saturdays, I don't eat at all. So I do something called fasting because I have found that it advances and optimizes my health. I also run twice a day. I run right when I get up in the morning, and I run before I eat in the late afternoon, because that optimizes my health. And I never need a reminder or a to-do list. I never even need motivation to do it. Because when it's intrinsically inspired, it allows you to move in a direction without the need for an external to-do list or somebody reminding you, or a bell that goes off on some device that says you've got to do this. So the point is, when you think about your goals, ask yourself, are these aligned with the things that inspire me the most? Make sure they are, and that's going to help you. That, if you do nothing else, that's going to help you. Next, you must make, and I think I'm switching the order of these because I didn't look down at the notes, but you've got to make taking action your default state. That's a hard thing for a lot of people to do because it's very easy to kind of get a little bit comfortable and not as aware, and to find yourself binge watching the Netflix or just kind of doing the lazy things that will never move you towards your goals. You've got to make taking action your default state. The thing that I was taught is a simple phrase. It's a 3-word phrase, and it gets me to make action my default state. It's the phrase, do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. If you repeat that over and over again, it's not going to work the first day, might not even work the second or third day. But if you consistently are saying, do it now, 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 internally to yourself. You can say it out loud if you want. I really don't care what people in this household think about me when I say things like that, but you might. So say it quietly, say it out loud, do it now, do it now, do it now. And just remember, action is your default state. You're always taking action towards your goals. It becomes very easy to do when your goals are collinear or aligned with the things that inspire you the most. So do it now, do it now, do it now. The next problem that a lot of people have when they set their goals is they set the big goal instead of breaking the goal down into first principles or into building blocks. So I would recommend that you take your big goal, and you might not know all of the steps that are going to get you there. And that's okay. I would prefer that you not, because I want you to discover them along the way. And that's the point. When you take your big goals and you break them down into small, actionable steps, you should be able to figure out what the very first step is. And even if you can't, take a guess. Because when you take a step, the next step will be revealed to you. You know, there's a saying that says, the thing that is in your path becomes your path. So if you don't know even what the first step is, and that feels like it's in your path, just take any step. Even just have a conversation with somebody about what you're looking to do. And just take that first step, whatever it is, because you'll find when you take the first step, the next step becomes apparent to you. And it may never be a linear path, a straight path towards your goal. It may twist and turn, and that's okay too, because you, along the path, is a big part of the goal. It's a big part of self-actualization, a big part of achievement. It's how you find confidence and fulfillment. It's you on the journey, but you can't take the journey unless you take the first step. So make sure you take your big goals, break it down into those small building blocks. Even if you're guessing at what the first couple of building blocks are, just take them anyways. It will be revealed to you what your first step should be. And then every step along the way will be revealed to you as well. But you can't do it if you don't take the step. Then the next point here is to take the small steps and to get feedback. Remember in 8th grade when we were all learning the scientific process, which is to have a hypothesis, it's to test that hypothesis, execute on it, collect feedback from the results that you get, analyze that feedback, and put it back into the new hypothesis? Well, that's what we're doing here. Take the small steps. I often say you gotta kind of go out and screw up a little bit before you're able to figure out how to make it right. And I look back at some of my very first marketing efforts 20 years ago, terrible, just terrible stuff. But I would have never gotten better had I not been terrible at first. You need the feedback to be able to accelerate your growth. Without the feedback, if you try to build everything and make it perfect before you deploy, you're going to be too late and you might miss the mark. Ask me how I know. I spent months building something that I thought was perfect, brought it out to the market, nobody wanted it. It's only by accident within that big thing that I built that I discovered what people truly want. So I built something huge, tried to sell it, sold 3 units of it. No one wanted it, but the 3 people who bought it gave me feedback and said, this is the part that I needed. It was just a small part of what I built. And it's the foundation for what I have done today, which is thousands of paying clients who I've helped wildly grow their businesses by helping them find a way to increase their profit, have greater impact on the people that they serve, have a ton of fun while they do it. And it allowed me to create the collaborative mastermind called Force Impact. And if that's something that you want in your business, if you feel like you're at a point where you're ready to make more money and you're ready to serve more people at a better level and you want to have fun while you're doing it, then I want to work with you. I want you to come into this thing. It's less than the price of coffee, no kidding there. And come on in and work with the people in there and work with me so that you can go farther, faster. Because everybody knows the fastest way to the top of a mountain is to go with a guide who has been there before so that you don't lose your way. And I want to help you get there. So just go to collab.prouty.me. You'll see it up here, and you can apply to be a part of that mastermind. It's ridiculously inexpensive, and it's going to get you some phenomenal results. You have my word on that one. So the next and the last point in these 5 things that you can start doing, this is what I hear from so many people when they come into the mastermind, is they say, I have this spiral of self-sabotaging, toxic thoughts that are keeping me from moving forward. They say things like, I'm overwhelmed with thoughts. I'm paralyzed. I can't even take a single step. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. It's completely natural. It happens to everyone. It has happened to me. And there are very specific things that you can do to, as they say, to get out of your head. So if you find yourself having these thoughts, having these feelings of self-sabotage, you know what they are. You're smart enough to know that. If you find yourself having these thoughts, it makes a lot of sense to find a way to get beyond them. It's actually one of the core pillars in my mastermind, which is to help people break through the self-sabotage, help them break through the thoughts that they're having, that spiral of thoughts that keep them from taking action, so that you can take action and you can move towards those goals. That's an important one. You know, I've said that each of these is important, and they really all are, but when you start to do them all together, goal setting, goal achievement becomes your natural state. I want to share with you something that you can start doing today, an exercise that you can do today that's going to bring some clarity to you, especially when it comes to your goals. And I'll share that with you in just a moment. But in all seriousness, if you are the kind of person who would like to work with a group of entrepreneurs who are going to help get you to your goals faster, do visit collab.prouty.me. Look, this is not for everyone, which is why I meet with every single person who's interested in joining, because I want to make sure that everyone who comes into this mastermind is right. We're doing things differently. We are collaborative and we are goal-focused. That's not a word. We are goal-focused in a collaborative environment where we focus on three things: increase your profit, increase or expand your impact, and have a lot of fun. And if those are three things that you want in your business, this is right for you. But I want to talk to you to make sure that it is, because I only want to bring people in there who understand it takes work, and it takes not complaining, and it takes discipline, and it takes radical levels of collaboration to make that happen. So come on in if you want. Okay, let me give you something that you can start working on today. Here's your success step. First, step number one, find a quiet space. You've got to do this. If you got a ton of kids, like I do, they're roaming around, it's summertime when I'm recording this, you got to find that quiet space. Maybe it's after they go to bed. Maybe you look at them and you say, I need 15 minutes and I need it to be quiet. So go do something quietly. You could try that. Go into a distraction-free environment. Get rid of the phone, take off the watch, no alerts, no calls, no nothing. You want distraction-free for this. Ask yourself the question, if I could get one big thing done in the next 6 months, what would I pick to get done? What's that profound, inspired, aligned goal that's going to get you where you want to be in the next 6 months? Just pick that one big goal. Remember, you don't have to know the steps to get there. We're going to maybe even guess at the first step. But what would it be? Would it be a fitness goal? Would it be a weight loss goal? Would it be a financial goal? I hope it's a business goal if you're watching this. What would it be? What would that goal be? Now, picture it as being done. Picture it as clearly as possible. What does that end state look like for you? What do you look like? What do you do every day in 6 months? What are your days like? Who are you working with? Who are you talking with? Do you socialize? What time do you get up? What time do you go to bed? What's the first thing you think when you wake up? What's the first thing you see when you wake up? What's the last thing you think before you go to bed? Bring yourself to that goal state. Take a nice deep breath. Come on back to the future. And if you know the very first step, take it. If you don't know the very first step, take a guess and take it. No matter what, you're taking a step today. Today is the first day of the next 6 months, and today you're taking that step. Then what I want you to do, come back to this video, watch it again. You're going to get so much more out of this video that you just watched if you take that step, which you can take in the next 15 minutes. It'll take you 15 minutes to do this. I was going to say 17 minutes so that you had an extra 2 minutes, but you know what? You don't. Time is ticking, and it's time to get this done. And I'm serious about that. Go take those 15 minutes. Visualize. Answer the question. Jump to the future. Come back. Take the first step if you know it, or take a really educated guess if you don't. But no matter what, you're taking that step today. Then come back, watch this video again, see what you get out of it in the second watching, and let me know so that we can start the dialogue. And finally, visit collab.prouty.me. See if it's right for you. I would love to see you in this mastermind, because one of my stated goals is to help entrepreneurs, business owners, experts, people like you move towards their goals. Why I made this video today. Go take that step right now.